Hey folks, welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. We have an unboxing for you today of somewhat epic proportions. We are going to be crossing over through the fog, taking on all sorts of nightmarish undead creatures and trying to bring about the end to the one and only Strahd as we explore Dungeons & Dragons Curse of Strahd Revamped. Hey folks, thanks very much for joining me. If you don't know me by now, and you should, my name is Matt, and as I said at the tease at the outset, we are looking at doing an unboxing for this wonderful gem, Curse of Strahd Revamped. This is our first D&D unboxing, and boy oh boy am I excited. This is my early Christmas present to myself. Also because Charlotte has become a massive D&D fan as well. So there is a ton of stuff in this box. If you've played the Strahd or Curse of Strahd adventure, some of this will be not new to you, but the deluxe edition here has a lot more goodies in store, including decks of cards and other bits and pieces as well. I can't wait anymore. I'm going to take off the plastic and we're going to get it down to the table so you guys can have a look. That's part of the reason we're here at the big table, because the studio that we've set up is just too small to unbox a game of this magnitude. So I'm going to be excruciatingly careful by taking off the shrink on this one, only because there is a ton of stuff in this box. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is rip the plastic off before we get a chance to get in close, only because, oh my gosh, it's a big coffin box as well, which is just awesome. But at the same time, there's actually a little slip cover over the top of the coffin, so I might take that off as well, and we'll see that as a wide shot before we drill in, because there is, as I said, a lot of stuff going on here. My goodness gracious me. First of all, most importantly, the plastic goes on the floor, so we'll get rid of that fella. And then we have this big box of gloriousness. I will get in close, but the coffin is actually etched on the sides. There's like a foil overprinting on this one as well, which is just awesome. I can't see if the slip sleeve is just going to slide off. I'm assuming it's going to. There we go. So let's see what we've got here. Oh my gosh. There's nothing on the inside of the slip, it's just all white. That's just the contents on the back. We'll get rid of that as well. Yeah, let's get down to the table and we'll show you what's inside this coffin of death and mayhem. Come on over, let's have a look. And there she is. Look at that. That is a thing of absolute beauty. Now, usually we get in close, we don't see the edges here on the table, but I've had to pull the camera right back up just to get this full effect of what's going on here. I could have gone a long ways, but I think this needs the effect. Now, you'll see, I don't know if the camera will pick it up and do it justice, but there is that foil overprinting on there, which is just absolutely fantastic. And that's all the way around the outside of this coffin-shaped box, which is just brilliant. The sigil of Ravenloft here. You've got Skull and Crossbones, D&D, Ravenloft in the cameo there as well, which is awesome. Oh, this is quite tight, this lid. There is a huge amount of stuff in this box, I'm pretty sure, and I'm super pumped for it because Charlotte has gotten into D&D in a big way. As a result, I have followed suit, so I am chomping at the bit to see what's in store. Let's get this one off out here. Oh my gosh. Wow! I am geeking out. Now this, for those of you who don't know, is Strahd von Zavorich, the villain of the piece, the immortal, sleeping in his coffin. Looks like there's rays of moonlight, definitely not sunlight. He is entombed herein. Wow. Look at it. This is a work of art. This is fantastic. The chains and sigils and everything else as well. I think this is a stat card. This is a monster stat card for the man in question. If I flip this over, there he is. You've got his stat block with his strength, dex, con, all the bits and pieces, how it all works, legendary actions, a spider climb, Multi-attack for when he's in vampire form only. He has wolf form, bat form, mist form. Wow. Saving throws for dexterity +9. Oh my goodness. How's that for a reference, having that set up in front on the actual tomb? I love that. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay. Calm down, man. Breathe. Okay, so we've got here, this is the core bits and pieces. There is obviously a nice little ribbon there to keep everything in check. This is the core book, Curse of Strahd Revamped. And you've also got a few extra bits and pieces there as well. We'll open that one up in a moment. You have the Tarocca deck, which is about foretelling. I think it's one of the beautiful things about this adventure is that it is different every time you play, because the deck determines where certain things will be, the foil of Strahd, that sort of stuff. In fact, we might look at that first. If you've played Curse of Strahd through to its conclusion, one way or the other, please let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. How'd you go with the gothic horror of it all? We're going to get some more plastic off here. I am just ripping things off. I do not care. I just want to find a crew to run it. I just need to run it. That's all like the Tarocca deck is. Oh, look at it. So this little box has all the cards, and you effectively deal out 5 of these. They form 2 piles, the common deck and the high deck. And you get 2 from the high deck and 3 from the commons, and you read them in a certain order, and they will dictate where the foil of Strahd will be, where certain weapons may be, that sort of thing. But the backs of these cards are just fabulous. They've got a foil overprint on them, the ravens as well, and I think the backs of them will all be the same. But on the front, you've got the artifact. So effectively, it's like a tarot deck, for lack of a better term. Artifact, the beast, the broken one, the Dark Lord. I wonder if that's Don John, the Seer. Now, if I go too fast, you can obviously always pause the video. We are shooting high def. There's a Ghost, the Executioner, the Horseman. Now, while the Horseman might sound apocalyptic, it doesn't actually necessarily mean the Horseman. There's the Innocent, the Marionette, the Mists, the Raven, the Temptress, the Tempter, the Wizard, the Transmuter, the Diviner, the Enchanter, Abjurer, the Elementalist, the Evoker. The art on these cards is amazing. The Illusionist, the Necromancer, the Conjurer, the Warrior, an Avenger, the Paladin, the Soldier, the Mercenary, Myrmidon, the Berserker, the Hooded One, the Dictator, the Torturer, the Rogue, Swashbuckler, the Philanthropist, the Trader, the Merchant, the Guild Member, the Beggar, Thief, the Tax Collector, the Miser, a bit of Scrooge for Christmas, there you go, the Priest, the Monk, the Missionary, the Healer, the Shepherd, the Druid, the Anarchist, the Charlatan, the Bishop, and the Traitor. And those cards are used to determine different events, which means that every time you play this adventure, it is going to be a different adventure every time because of these cards, which I think is fantastic. I just like that randomization at the start of the game, and of course that deck can be modified when certain events take place in the adventure as well, depending on who you talk to. Again, if you've played Strahd through and you've had experience with this adventure, I'd love to hear your thoughts. No spoilers if you can avoid it for those people who haven't played this one. If you've played the base one and you haven't played the revamped, what sort of changes are you appreciating? What balances? Things like that. What do you like? Now, these are effectively postcards you can use to invite your friends to take part in the adventure. Now, this is a wonderful little welcome postcard. Welcome to Barovia. Wish you weren't here. And fair enough too. And I think they're all very similar. There's a few of those. Old Bone Grinder. Dream pastries made fresh every day. Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful place to visit, doesn't it? The Old Bone Grinder. The Abbey of St. Markovia. The Best Care This Side of the Ballinox. So you can use these to invite friends to begin the campaign. Spend a night in Death House. Stay as long as you like, longer even. Yes, it's a wonderful, a wonderful invitation. My goodness. Okay, so we've got all those here. Let's pop those in. We'll pop those in and let's get into the core book and the other peripherals that we are itching to get into here. Now, I am just looking at this. I'm not sure. I could be wrong here. But it doesn't look like the core book is hardcover, which I'm not 100% happy with. It is. It looks like it's a soft cover. And I'm not quite sure why they've decided to do that. Maybe just to make it a point of difference without actually reading the big revamped word that's there. I know that obviously Strahd and the Curse of Strahd has quite a bit of history. More plastic for the floor. So let's see. We've got here the Curse of Strahd Revamped. Now, it is just a simple paperback. I say simple, but it's quite epic. And this is the full adventure. It is a big 250-odd pages of just, oh my God, look at it. And you've got different bits and pieces there. As a DM, I have been having a field day planning and plotting adventures. At the same time, being able to run an adventure that is pretty much all planned out for you, it does take the edge off. It is quite nice. And then you've got Castle Ravenloft there at the back. The artwork on this is fantastic. Characters levels 1 to 10. So we'll see how we go here. I'm almost tempted to run this. But if I'm running it with Charlotte, I can't go full horror because she'll freak out. But that's okay. That's all right. We'll cross that bridge if and when we come to it. You have got The Creatures of Horror, which is a little leaflet that gives you descriptions on the different characters that you may, the creatures that you might come across. And you've got different stat blocks, challenge ratings, things like that. You've got the Abbot, the animated attacks, Abbot's animated objects, Guardian Portrait. You've got Baba Lysaga, Strahd's animated horrors, Blight Trees, Esmeralda de Avenir, Ezek Stranzi, Piddlywick 2, the second, I should say, Phantom Warrior, Raden, Rictavio, Strahd von Savarich, which you've already discussed. He's got a whole page dedicated pretty much to him. Vladimir Hornguard, Heart of Sorrow, my goodness, the Were Ravens. There is so much stuff in here. Okay, descriptions for the Taroka deck. So this is going to give you a bit of an overview of how that sort of works. Descriptions on the different cards, the common deck, the high deck, and the different names of those cards, the glyphs, the coins, the stars, the suits. So you can see here the cards, what they mean, what they represent, mystery riddles, how it works in the game, and how to run the adventure using these cards. And you've got the pictograms of all the cards as well. Then you have the handouts. Now, these are cool because they effectively allow you to not have to prep your own notes and things. You can use the ones that are in here. So this is from the Tome of Strahd, the Journal of Rudolf van Richten, and it's double-sided as well. And you can hand those out and get one of the characters to read them, which is bloody fantastic. Kolian Indrivich's Letter, version 1, Strahd's Invitation, which is not necessarily the invitation that you would like to get, but that's okay. And then you've got the letter to the Journal of Argenvost. My goodness, all the handwriting's different as well. I love it. It's so good. So much material. I do love that. And then we've got here what looks like maps. So this is going to be, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to get a full wide shot of this. I love the fact that the map looks like it's protected by a coating, so you can actually draw on it, and it's going to be dry erase. I'm just trying to unfold it carefully so I can show you. Oh my goodness, I am glad that I pulled out to get a better look. This is Barovia in all its finery. You've got a close-up of Kresk, and you've got the village of Barovia in the bottom. All the different close-ups of the area. There's a pool encampment, and then the actual map with the Svalich Woods, Mount Garkis, more of the woods, the Sur Falls, Lake Zarovich, and of course we have the bells and whistles as well, with the key down in the bottom corner to let you know where everything is. On the reverse, you have the massive map that is Ravenloft Castle. So I cannot even do this justice. I may have to try and get a better, bigger, wider shot. But you've got all the different, there's like 10 or 11 maps, just 12, sorry, maps, just for the castle alone. This is a big adventure, and I'm digging it. I'm absolutely digging it. I do like the fact that it folds up nice and neat into one little thing there, which is cool. And then if I think, oh, this is awesome. So this, my friends, is a Dungeon Master's screen to run the adventure, and it is themed for Curse of Strahd. So there you go. I'm just going to bring this through so you can see the artwork and things, and we'll have a look at the other side as well, which has got, I mean, there's that death house. It's all basically what's on the cards, the postcards. But the front of this, or the DM side of this one, is random encounter tables, nighttime encounter tables, the card reading that we talked about, long jumps and high jumps and suffocating, things you can do on your turn just to remind people, condition reminders, being blinded, invisible conditions, going prone, setting a difficulty check, tracking DCs. Oh my goodness, skills and associated abilities, Barovian names that you can use if you need to create an NPC on the fly, the mists of Ravenloft and how they affect everybody, the Barovian calendar. Oh my goodness, that is just fabulous. There is so much going on in this box of goodness. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I just want to start an adventure right now. So by all means, roll up a character, folks, and let's get into it, because to be honest, I don't think I can wait much longer. This guy needs to meet his end. We're going to put him back in his coffin. That's just so cool. And then we're going to come out and give you first impressions as we've opened up this sucker. But let's put him back to bed, and we'll see you very soon. Holy goodness gracious me. I don't know about you, but I am super pumped as a D&D fan. From when I played years ago to rediscovering it again after all these years, now that Charlotte is old enough to play, I am super duper pumped to be able to own this fantastic revamped box set of Strahd. Look, I'm obviously fanboying a little bit here. Very excited to see what this one has in store. Having just run my own little Halloween one-shot with all sorts of crazies and nastiness and gothic horror in that game, in that scenario, this adventure here, it just speaks to me on so many levels. I am super pumped to get in there, bring out all sorts of nasties, werewolves, that sort of things as well. It's one thing, I did get it on D&D Beyond, because I do like the idea of having the tool sets and all the monsters being able to use encounters and things as well in digital form, because DMing online just makes things a lot easier. But having a physical representation of everything as well, particularly the book that I can just break out and read. I am a tactile person, as most of you know if you have watched this channel before. Again, if you've played this one, and you've had a bit of fun with Strahd, please, by all means, let me know in the comments what your favorite part is. Is there a particular area you're fond of? If you're a DM, how did you go role-playing Strahd himself? Was that an experience? Did you do the voice? Did you do accents? I'm down for all of that. It's amazing. We're actually thinking of doing more D&D content. So by all means, if you think that's something that we should do, something you'd be interested in watching, by all means, please hit us up in the comments below. You will also be able to start seeing some of the HP Gaming adventures appearing on DM's Guild. We will be starting to upload those soon. We're putting the finishing touches to a couple of our one-shots and a couple of other adventures there as well. The first one of those is going to be the Brotherhood of Scales, and it started off as a little one-shot to see if Charlotte would be keen, and has been developed into a full 5-part adventure campaign. And I'm super excited to be able to bring that to our fellow folks as well. Until then, folks, a big thank you to our Patreon supporters and subscribers. We really appreciate everything you do. Thank you as well for watching and for smashing that subscribe button. If you haven't done so already, by all means, just do that. Give us a like. It's a small action from you, but it means an absolute mountain of stuff to us. This is probably the last video that we're going to have uploaded before Christmas. So by all means, please stay safe. Look after each other. Have a happy, merry, prosperous and safe new year and into 2022. And we'll see you back at the table very soon. Until then, though, it is, as always, Merry Christmas and bye for now.